Welcome to the first episode of The Lady Layer. We are so excited to get this podcast started. So thank you guys for joining us for our first episode. We are just three girlfriends here to dish about the latest and the greatest in reality TV, trending topics, girl chat, whatever comes to mind, to be honest with you. So grab your favorite cocktail, drink, beverage, mocktail, whatever you like. Cheers, ladies.
Yes,
and we're going to dive into it. So first, we're just going to introduce ourselves. So my name is Kendra. I don't know if I want to tell y'all how old I am. Y'all could just guess.
I go by age.
Right. I go by Kendra Michelle on all social media platforms. I have two children, two boys. I'm married. I've been married for almost 10 years. And I am a content creator and a stay-at-home mom. And I'm excited because I watch all reality television. Like, you name it, I watch it. Trashy, classy, all in between.
Okay, well, I'm Trina. Trina B. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you my age either. I'm the fun auntie. My nephews and nieces tell me what they want, and they got it. Okay,
every time.
I work a 9 to 5, and yeah, I don't got all them things to say.
So I'm Sierra Ayana. That's my name on all my social media platforms. I am a mom of 3 child. I got 11 kids. Lord help me. And I have 2 boys and a little girl that I just gave birth to about just a year ago. I'm married. I've been with my husband for 3. Okay, I've been married for 3 years, but I've been with that fool for 10 years. I can't believe that. But yeah, no, I'm a full-time working mom, but the housewives, any kind of gossip, any kind of tea, that's my outlet. Mm-hmm. And I'm always here for the drama as long as it's not my drama. So that's what I like to get into.
Let's talk about other folks.
Yeah, let's talk about other folks' drama. I got too much going on that I don't want to worry about. So there goes that.
It's literally an escape. And I feel like that's why most people love it, because it's an escape from your own natural life. And it's something to talk about it.
Right.
So we have been friends. Our friend group, we have a very diverse friend group. I feel like our friend group is kind of like magnetic. Like, it doesn't always work, but for the most part, someone brings in a friend and we all become friends. So that's kind of like how our friend group got formed. Katrina and I went to college together. We were like our first friends.
Right. She came around introducing herself to everybody, and my daddy was like, "Ooh, that girl, a ghetto girl like you." I was like,
"Yeah, and we've been friends ever since. Like, we literally just like clicked.
We walked around, big hair, singing in the choir to aggravate our choir director. It's beautiful,
literally.
You know,
cookies in a pod. And so then, while we were in college, our other friend, who has been friends with Sierra since they were kids, brought Sierra into the group. Yeah, they met through church. Go ahead, Sierra, tell how you came in, girl.
Yeah, girl. So yeah, I met that friend at church. We was in the choir together. And then I remember another fellow friend from that choir, she had asked me like, well, do you want to go to school and move out there with me to San Diego? And I was like, ooh, girl, it's T. I'm only 18. I'm like, let's go. So when she had finally moved out there to go to school, I asked my mom, like, Mom, can I move to San Diego? My mom was like, absolutely. Sure. I was kind of shocked. So when I moved out there, me, my roommate, and our mutual friend, we will all hang out. And that's when she introduced me to these girls, Kendra and Katrina. So that's how we became friends. And I remember we was acting a cold motherfucking fool. And
we had a time. We had a time.
Listen, enjoyed all the 20s. Okay.
Absolutely. A time was had. A time was very much had. And I remember meeting you ladies, and I was like, oh, it's down. Like, I remember it was just a good time. It was just free. Like, it was very just fun spirited. And I was so, and I still feel so blessed to still know you ladies till this day. That was so long ago. Dang.
Yes, that's why I always say, like, I feel like our friend group is just something special because, like I said, it don't always work. But for the most part, like, you can bring in a friend and we all become friends. And, like, you know, it's just good vibes all around. And it's been a long time. I think it was 17 years when we did the math.
Yeah, for all three of us, yes.
For all three of us, yes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Longer for me and Katrina.
Yeah.
We're
going on almost 20 years for us.
But what's so beautiful about this is I went years without like I just kind of disconnected. You know, we kind of grow apart. We all doing our own different thing. I went years, but it was when our mutual friend had got married. That's when I got reconnected. And I was just so in awe that everybody else was still so close. And I was like, God dang, like, just
no, girl, don't be disconnected.
I know, girl. I fell off the wagon, girl. I told you I went off and started somewhere else. I was doing my own thing.
To the left.
It's just all you guys have just always been this dynamic group of girls, like badasses, smart, just funny, free spirited. Like, anyways, we don't have to get too deep into it, but I just really cherish this connection and this friendship. I really do.
Yes,
love you too.
It's beautiful. I love it. And we are here to just kind of share our dynamic with y'all. And this is things we talk about anyway. So we just decided to bring it to the platform. So we kind of just want to dive in. So we're reality TV girls. So kind of let's just talk about our favorite reality shows. Like, what are we watching right now? And what are we looking forward to coming back?
So we're definitely watching Martha's Vineyard.
Yes, we are. Sierra's just starting.
Yeah, I am. I'm trying to get into it. I am. I really am, y'all. I'm trying.
So I told Sierra to start at season 1 because I feel like season 2 started off a little slow.
Yeah, if you don't know the drama from season 1, season 2 is not gonna hold you. You have to get the pull in, and then you'll suffer through these slow episodes that we.
So what is so great about season? What's so great about season 1 though? Is it just like juicy relationships?
The husband is off the chain.
Yeah, you have more explosive characters season 1. So you had her husband Silas, who was controlling and a nut. And then you had her best friend Mariah, who was about to beat down a girl for washing her clothes with her dog clothes.
Right. And it wasn't even the girl. It was somebody else who put the dog in there.
They was gonna go to blows for it. She like pushed her and mushed her or something.
Right. Then you got this drunk friend that came over at night and was shitting in people's toilet and not flushing.
He didn't even make it one night in the house.
Right. Child,
and it was just so much more drama.
Okay.
Like, but nobody has, I'm sorry, Martha's Vineyard has nothing on Summer House, regular Summer House.
Yes.
I love what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. Okay.
Listen,
every
Summer House
is good.
It's good. And I just started watching it. I started from, I think it's on season 7. I started from season 6. Yeah. I need to go back and watch the rest of the seasons, but I'm locked in.
Listen, if you have to start on a season for Summer House, watch the one where they were there stuck for COVID. That is easier to start with.
That was a good one. Okay,
yeah, because Summer House they come in only on the weekends, but the COVID one, since they couldn't be traveled back and forth because of testing, they were stuck in the house for months. So it's like even more drama that season.
Oh, I feel like because when I was on maternity leave, I was getting caught up on other shows. Like, I don't remember what shows, like it's all a blur. But and then with Olivia, like I just haven't had time. There's so many shows to catch up on. I'm just focusing on like what I can focus on, which is the Housewives, basically. So but definitely I need to get into that because that sounds like interesting because second season very much was giving boring. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it another fair shot. But I'm gonna listen to what y'all told me. I'm gonna watch the first season.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna come back with y'all on that one because I don't know what's going on. I don't.
That's got to get into too. Like, it's good. Like,
I'm waiting for Mariah to come back and blow some stuff up or something because I'm like, what's gonna happen like this season?
Well, it looked like on the next episode, Jordan gonna be going at it with Homeboy's girlfriend. I guess they don't like each other for whatever reason, but
they got some issues.
Well, I guess the girlfriend thinks that Jordan was trying to get with the guy, but clearly she didn't watch the season because Jordan was not checking for him.
Right. Oh, no, it's not Jordan that got issues to me. It's Summer. I'm trying to figure out what is going on with Summer, but we're not going to talk about that yet because Sierra has to watch
her back because she's so aggressive.
Like, girl, I don't know what y'all talking about, but go ahead and talk.
I don't know. something is going on with her, because why does she keep feeling the need to tell people that Alex has been inside of her?
Right. That and Bria trying to fight everybody. Like, girl, when did you get so tough? Because you got mushed by Mariah. Now you
saw her. So it's nothing to humble you like seeing yourself get annihilated on TV.
You're like, damn,
harder.
You ain't playing in my face this season. It's anytime you wink at me wrong, I'm about to. It's on.
Literally, it's up with her on every. Somebody said pass to something, and she she was talking to what's the guy they call him? The preppy looking guy.
Girl, Alex.
Is it not Alex? The other one that dressed like Fresh Prince. He came in the house and said something to her, and she was like, "Yeah, I'll be that. I'll be that." I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like,
"Oh, after the club," and he was like, "Yeah, after the club," and he was like, "Oh, did you change? You about to get ready to go to bed?" He's like, "Yeah," like, girl, what? He was like, "Listen, I just asked if you was about to go to bed. I didn't want no beef."
She's like, she is already. Okay, so clearly I'm watching Martha's Vineyard. I'm watching Summer House. I'm watching.
Are you watching Below Deck?
Below Deck. I'm a Bravo girl. Like, we're Bravo girls.
Where do you find the time to watch all these goddamn shows? That's
Listen, if you get behind, that's where you mess up. You have to watch it every day. Like, this is a job. Okay.
Let me tell y'all when I watch TV, because I literally don't have time. But my TV time is when I'm in the pickup line, because I leave an hour early to go pick up my son from school, because his school is just ridiculous with the parking. And I have my 4-year-old in the car with me. And so I try to park as close to the front as possible. So I get there an hour early. My 4-year-old, he have his tablet and his snacks, and I got my tablet and my snacks. And I can get at least one show in while I'm waiting there. And then I will literally be doing laundry with my phone sitting up. I'll be carrying my phone around the house, like cooking, like I literally do 5 things at once. That's how I keep up. And then I stay up late. I shouldn't, but I stay up late.
Yeah. I gotta stop doing that.
Yeah. And I'll be so tired in the morning, but that's the only way to watch my shows, because half the shows you can't watch around your kids.
No, exactly.
Did you see yesterday's Below Deck?
Nah, I didn't watch it. I was watching Real Housewives of Miami.
So
not Real Housewives, Love and Hip Hop Miami.
So I didn't even get to watch it, and I like Love and Hip Hop Miami. But the funniest part of yesterday was the chef gets fired, right? So everybody
going. Tell me about it.
No, I'm not telling you the whole thing.
I haven't watched the show yet.
No, because I need you to understand the ridiculousness of this. It's not even the fact that he got fired. So everybody gonna go around and spread it around the thing. So one of the stews gonna go into the cabinet and say, "Girl, the chef just got fired," and start vacuuming. Like, girl, what? Like, it was like, let me just go and get these crumbs. But girl,
girl, did he get fired in the middle of the over?
They ain't gonna wait until they waited until the charter was over, and he already had somebody. The new chef is coming the next day. He's not gonna be stuck without me.
What are they gonna eat? You can't leave them black people there with no food now.
Well, you didn't see on some episodes the chef will quit and they just got to be warming up stuff in the microwave or inventing stuff.
I remember the one girl that was on the boat. They was like, "Does anybody have any chef experience?" She was like, "My boyfriend's a chef." They were like, "That'll do."
Right. Or the one who was, what did she make? She made oysters with like maraschino cherry juice or something. Like they just
they're making up stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Since all of us watch The Housewives, what would you say, Sierra? What would you say is your favorite Housewife franchise, and what makes it the best to you?
Ooh, that's a really good question. So
you can say past and current, because a lot of them have shifted, and I feel like mine has changed too. So you can say past and current.
Okay, so in the past, my top favorite was Atlanta and New Jersey. Mm-hmm. Those two were my favorite. And then right now, gosh, it typically is New Jersey, but with this new review of this trailer, I don't know if I'm leaning towards that anymore. Mm-hmm. And to be quite frank with you, I'm starting to get really bored with all these franchises because, like we've been already talking about, I don't know what the fuck Andy is doing, but he's giving desperate and it's not working.
Right.
And I know we were talking about what the dynamics were when the Housewives started versus what it's at now. So I'm actually really curious on how Atlanta's going to be, and I'm also curious on how New York is going to be because last season of New York,
Dry.
But listen, hear me out. Hear me out. So it was a brand new cast, right? But you know, like the first season of a brand new show, sometimes it gives a little boring, but it sets up the foundation of what's to come. That's what I felt like with that group, because that group of girls really don't know each other like that, but now they're building a little chemistry. I'm curious to see what that is coming, because towards the end of the season, I could start to see people starting to get kind of out of their shell, and they were starting to kind of really get comfortable with the camera. And I feel like that's where we were at with it, because they were all new. It's a fresh new, a brand new fresh. And it wasn't like Dubai, right? Where it was a brand new series, like a brand new
They had a lot.
They wiped the cast clean.
Right.
And they took over.
They're taking the place of all these people who've been there.
Right.
So people know and are like, I can't.
Exactly.
That was a lot of pressure. I think considering the circumstances, they did pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I didn't hate Real Housewives of New York, but it took a long time for it to get good. Yeah. And then like at the end, when they did start getting the drama, it was kind of like forced. Like they was like, oh, y'all better pick it up or y'all ain't back. Because
the only one that was giving force
wasn't making sense, especially at the reunion.
It was Sai. It was Sai. Was that her name? Sai?
Yeah.
Sai, and then
he was the one
girl, Uba. Was that her name? Uba?
Uba did try a little hard, but I do feel like Uba is giving what's her name from Miami?
Iman.
Huh?
I mean, is her name Iman? No, from Miami. I know what you're talking
about. What's her name?
Chanel Iman. No, not Chanel Iman.
I forgot.
Y'all know who we're talking about.
Chanel Iman is the girl from Dubai.
Yeah.
Right.
But they always know each other.
Wait, you said from Miami?
Like that's what Uba was giving.
You said from Miami?
Yeah.
Not Gertie. It's the other girl.
No, it's not Gertie.
What's her name?
I know I can't think.
I like her too.
I like her too.
I feel like Uba wanted to be like her, but the other girl, she's not forcing it. That's just who she is.
Naturally like that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a cultural thing though, because if you think about it, all the ones like from the Iman from Dubai, Uba, like they're just like naturally kind of low-key crazy, outspoken, and they say what they want to say and they don't give a fuck. So
her name is Kiki.
I like Kiki.
Kiki got on my nerves a little bit because for me, sometimes she was a little extra. But this last season, I kind of was warming up to her. But the previous season before that, I was like, girl, you doing too much. But I just think
I feel like that's who she really is.
That's who she is. Yeah.
I feel like Kiki this season was fed up. And she was like, I've been letting a lot of stuff slide. Not no more.
That part.
Well, I think Miami was pretty good this season.
Me too. I thought it was good last season.
Yeah.
Last season was good. Yeah. I kind of
get tired of hearing about homegirl and her divorce. Like, baby, let's get another.
Yeah,
I was tired of the divorce. I don't know if I should say this on camera.
Don't say it.
Well,
I know what you're about to say.
Girl, I feel the same way. Okay?
Go ahead and say it.
Now I'm tired of that storyline, Gertie.
Gertie, I love Gertie.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law is a survivor of breast cancer. Listen, like she's in remission. Praise God. All praises to God for that. I don't play games when it comes to people surviving through cancer and all of that. But Gertie, I felt like when she learned that she got that breast cancer, she was utilizing that for a storyline as a weapon, and I didn't appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because with the whole you don't come for me until I send for you. I was like, huh?
So me and Katrina talked about this, and I do understand, like as a viewer, I understand how it comes across, but I'm thinking about her as a real person. And I put myself in her shoes, being someone, if I was going through cancer, first of all, I would be on TV because something that vulnerable.
Taking a break. Right.
Going through something that vulnerable, having to share it, having to be around these people and hear them talk about nonsense all day. And all you're thinking about in the back of your mind is how you got to go get another scan. You got to go get another biopsy. You got to shave your freaking head off. This is what's going through your mind 24/7. Of course, that's all you're going to talk about, especially when people are talking about their divorce and how many millions of dollars they're going to get.
Right.
But the thing was,
I get that, but like, look, y'all sitting at lunch and everybody chilling. They ask you if you good, and then you get mad at something and you be like, I just found out I got cancer again, or whatever the hell she said.
But that's what I'm saying. That's my point. That's why I feel like she shouldn't have done the show, because when that stuff is at the forefront of your mind, you don't even hear what nobody else is saying. All you think about in your mind is the fact that you literally just came from the doctor's office.
Exactly.
Like, you literally just had chemo yesterday. You don't have no hair on the top of your head. You loved your hair. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I feel like she shouldn't just have that done the show, because now it makes her look like she's weaponizing her cancer. But if I'm putting myself in her shoes, I don't know if I wouldn't have been the same way, because that's all I'm literally thinking about. So
I don't know if I would have like outbursts like that, because that's giving
you don't know
fishing. You're
like,
you don't know what you don't know. But
I feel like she was mad, like it was petty, but like just get up and leave. Like,
it's like you got bigger problems, you know?
And like get up and go.
I totally
contractually she can't get up. She's not supposed to get up.
But I also felt like Larsa was really tacky. I didn't like how Larsa was just going around telling her business. Yes, you're on a television show, right? But Larsa, what are you doing? When she dead ass told you this is between you and I, that's not your sort of self. Even though I don't agree.
Larsa don't care.
Right. She clearly don't care. She don't care at all.
She likes to run her mouth.
She needs to take Robin's tagline next season, because she 100% don't care.
100% don't care.
And that's why she didn't last with the Kardashians, because she liked to run her mouth too much.
Run her mouth. That's exactly
she liked to run that mouth, and she don't want to hear nobody else talk but herself
at all.
And she got her and Marcus broke up, and now they back together after they're talking about she got back together after she heard Alexia was getting divorced so she could still be relevant. Like,
oh golly.
I can't with her. Larsa makes my skin itch. Like, she has no self-awareness.
None.
Really does not care about anybody but herself. She will say whatever comes to mind and then play victim. Like,
I feel like Lisa's the same way though. That's why they.
Oh yeah, that's why they two peas in the pie.
Yeah. Yes.
So
I don't know. Miami was pretty good this season, but
Salt Lake
feel like Salt Lake took. Let's get into it really quick. Salt Lake wasn't nobody really checking for Salt Lake like that until this past season.
Yeah. Well, I feel like the Jen Shaw.
You're right.
Yeah. When she got arrested, that kind of like put people's like radars. But this, they had like going on from the previous season of her getting punched in, of Heather getting punched in the eye, Jen going to jail. Like, it was kind of like a build up for like.
But to be honest, from a viewer standpoint, because I never really cared for Salt Lake City. Well, first of all, because I know that Mormons are very racist, and I don't care. Mormons are very racist. First of all, dark skin is considered the devil. Yeah. So we know that religion is very racist. So I was like, I don't feel like watching a bunch of crazy cuckoo banana white girls. And then what was it? Heather, the first thing she talked about is
how she like
sexualization for black men and her fetish over black men. I'm like, man, I'm not checking for none of that. I don't feel like watching none of this because I went to school with a bunch of them hoes. I don't feel like none of that. So that's why I never checked for it. But when I heard about the Jen Shaw thing, I'm like, okay. I watched a couple of episodes here and there. I'm like, okay, it's good. But then when I tuned in episode 1 of this last season, when Monica came on and she broke down the tea on how she was connected with Jen Shaw and exactly what she did, I said, wait a minute. I said, now you was doing what?
Right. What's really going on?
You part of the reason why Jen Shaw's in jail, ma'am, and now you get in the bag for sending her to jail?
Hello?
I'm watching because this is shady. This is crazy. That means you was knowing something. Yeah. So I said, okay, now we're taking it back to the original days. Now this is messy. And this is some inside scoop shit that I want to know about, because now this is the inside of what really is going on. I don't care about no delusional rich people that just put it on a show like what's her name? On OC, she got fired from 2 seasons ago.
Oh, can't
Lisa?
what's her name? Lisa
Renna.
We were talking about her the other day.
I mean,
Beverly Hills or OC?
Are you talking about
Beverly
Kelly?
Hills.
Kelly is from
I'm
OC.
talking about Renna.
Oh, Renna.
I'm talking about Renna from Beverly Hills. I feel like she was giving very much soap opera. I feel like some of these women come on this Housewives and they feel like they need to act like a housewife.
They're doing their job.
What is that? You're not yourself. Right. So Monica, she brought originality. Mm-hmm. I thought it was very bizarre. She was crying about buying a Louis Vuitton bag so she could fit in. I said, this is cuckoo banana for her.
That was her reality. She was
her reality.
I had to max out my credit card to get this purse to fit in.
But that's tea though. That's tea. That's something I would have did. I would have like, oh, I can't handle all this pressure. They up here wearing Mugler. They wearing Givenchy.
Y'all not about to play with my Aldo purse.
Got me a Louis.
Well, hopefully her new baby daddy got a little money, so she ain't got to keep doing that. Cause
the bag now.
What?
Yeah, she about to have a baby. I think he like in his 20s.
That's right. She's pregnant. That's
and
right.
She's not gonna be on the show next season.
She isn't.
Dang, they be missing. Oh man,
that's what I'm saying. Well, Andy, what are you doing? What are you doing? Because
he on the out. Is it really Andy though?
Yeah, it's not him. Andy does have the final say, but production. There's a whole casting production crew that goes.
Okay, so Andy's the president, and the casting is like the Supreme Court, right? So we think that the president makes all the decisions.
But they don't. But he only has to go off of what they bring him, right? Mm-hmm. So they go through their whole process. Then they come and they see the dynamic of the people, and then they go based off of that. Right. He ain't got time to be sitting here following these girls around, watching all this footage and da 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 da. Like he's like, okay, what y'all got for me? All right, that'll do. No, I really don't like her. She cool. Let's see how it goes. Because sometimes people could film for weeks and never make the show.
Right. Or they'll be like a friend. They don't get the full cast.
If it's not gelling well, if it's not working out, they will literally let you go. So, I mean, depends on your contract. If you're already, if you got your peach or whatever, you cool. But if you're a friend of the show, sometimes they give you a peach halfway through. If you are, if you bring that heat,
that's right.
Your contract can change.
And that makes sense why Big Bird on Real Housewives of Potomac wanted to always project her big ass head up in business. They had shit to do with her. And she thought, well, let me do a fight. Let me throw some bows and I'm going to really get on the show. No, bitch,
keep her job. Yeah.
That's what you did. You look dumb. And you didn't even get anything.
Right.
You didn't get anything.
Even after the fight, we didn't care for her.
We try so hard. And that's why I feel like Ashley is a terrible friend. Because it's like, bro, you knew this was not going to help her.
Right.
Right. At all.
She another one that don't care about nobody but they self. Child, they talking about.
Well, she needs to go because she's there. I feel like on every Housewives franchise, it's somebody that's the quote unquote bone collector, and I feel like Sheree Whitfield started that. I really did that whole role of the bone collector, right?
But she does it well. Ashley's terrible at it because it's no finesse.
Sheree owns it.
Yeah.
Ashley, she collects it and then she pretend like she don't know what happened. Like, girl,
no, sit in your truth.
Be the pot stirrer of the show on your role, girl. Like,
right.
She never sets it up right either. It's always it looks like somebody told her, go in there and say this.
Right.
Exactly.
She didn't even know what it was. Like, how you over here saying that this lady is this thing and you don't even know what it is?
Right.
And that's why I like when Wendy checked her. She said,
she gathered a real good.
Ashley, go ahead. She said, Ashley, go ahead and explain to me what exactly is that. And then Nneka tried it. She said, oh no. I'm asking.
And Nneka shut it up too. She shut it up.
Right.
And I sat there like this. Go ahead and answer it, Ashley. Answer, because you can't.
Right.
You're busted.
And she knew she was sitting in a production little green screen talking about something. Oh shoot. Like, girl, you know what you was doing? And you failed terribly.
Right.
Yeah, so I would say my favorite back in the day was clearly Atlanta. Like it was just nothing like I would say prior to season like 10 and prior. Like those were the best years.
First year I could do without. I liked it when it was Nene,
whenever I go back
Trisha,
and watch
Phaedra, Candy, Sheree.
Yeah.
And Cynthia, talls and the smalls. That was the
I would say the year Cynthia came.
Yeah, the talls and the smalls.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I think the first season with Kim Zolciak was. I felt like that was giving. That just really gave. I don't know. I did. I remember when I was on maternity leave. I said, "Let me watch the first season." Just to
I feel like it was only a couple people good. Like it was the trying. Like Kim was good, Nene was good, Sheree was good.
You're right because
without Deshaun Snow,
right? Without Deshaun Snow,
right.
and then Lisa, she wasn't that great either. She didn't try to hype up until the end.
Because Phaedra, she was the original castmate, wasn't she?
No, she came with. She came right before Portia.
Yeah,
because Portia and Kenya came at the same time.
Yeah,
that's right. I feel like Phaedra, that's when it started getting really good, in my opinion. When Phaedra joined, because Phaedra, she's just so dang messy. She's Southern. Her shade is unmatched, in my opinion.
She had to warm up though.
She did.
Had to warm up when she first came in. She was
pregnant, right?
She was
pregnant. She was pregnant.
Church lady this, church lady that.
Yep.
Yeah, she wanted to play the Southern Belle role. So
she still had the reads. She still had the reads. That's natural for her. Like
I was just watching that clip where they was all sitting together and Kim was like trying to talk about how she was gonna get induced early, and she was like, "Girl, just because you wear a nurse outfit doesn't make you a nurse."
Right. Yeah. I used to watch all those old episodes too. When I was pregnant and I was on maternity leave, I started from season 1 and watched all the way through. I've done that like 3 times, like just watching them all the way through. But like you said, I could do without season 1, maybe 2. Like if I were to start watching it tomorrow, I would probably start from season 3.
I've only done that with Grey's Anatomy. I can't
watch. Don't get me started. That's another conversation. I literally watched every single episode, and when I tell you, there was many nights when I wake up, my eyes were puffy because I was bawling hysterically. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with Shonda Rhimes? Like, what is going on with her? From the music, from the actors, from the stories, I was like,
Kendra, you gotta watch it.
You don't have to kill off everybody that I get close to. You just gonna kill off everybody?
I tried. And I think it's because I'm too late in the game and there's other stuff for me to watch. Like I need to know what season and what episode should I start on to get locked in.
Honestly, for me, the first season is good because that's when you get to know everybody.
It's boring. It's boring. The first and second season gave very boring. It's the third season for me.
Okay, I'll try there.
Kendra, that's where I started. I would start season 3, and you're gonna get hooked from there. I promise you.
But who's on season 3?
Huh?
Who's on season 3?
Don't ask me that. I don't remember. That was a long time ago. Okay, we went season 16, 17. Now I don't know.
These last couple years, you don't have to worry about it. Just watch from like I'll listen. I'll do like Sierra say season 3, but you only got to watch till like season 10. How many seasons is it of Grey's Anatomy?
I think it's like season 17.
I feel like
it's like 18.
I feel like once Debbie got onto it, it started giving like not great. Like it fell off.
You know what's so funny?
Like when they had the sing along episode, that was it for me. That was when I was like,
you know what's so funny? So there was on TikTok, they were showing previews of the most recent season of Grey's Anatomy. And what's the black man? What's the doctor's name?
Oh, Ugubu. I don't know his last name.
What'd you say? No, Doctor. Huh?
I don't know. Ndugu. That's his name. Ndugu. Doctor.
I don't know who you. What is that? I don't know what that is.
His name. He got a little African last name. Ndugu.
No, he doesn't, ma'am. The black doctor.
Right?
I don't know. I don't watch it.
Okay, so we're not. That's wrong. So I'm talking about the older one who got a drinking problem.
Oh, you talking about Dr.
with
Weber?
the braids. With the
Dr.
braids.
Dr. Weber.
Yeah, so he been an alcoholic, and then they
Now
showed
he's
him getting
scared
ready to
to
drink.
operate, child. This don't make
They
sense.
showed him getting ready to drink again, and somebody in the comments on TikTok, they said, "There he go drinking again." They just won't give up the storyline. It's like a soap opera now.
Wait, whoa! Every season he gonna get a little. He gonna come
back on the bottle.
There he go,
bring
drunk,
a glass of
shaking
vodka.
his hands,
Like,
can't do surgery again. So it's the same shit now.
Oh
They
my
can't think of nothing new.
he's scared to do surgery because somebody offered him a glass of vodka that he declined. Like, listen, can we move on? Like,
Right.
listen.
It's
I'm
giving Young and the
crying.
Restless now. That's what it's giving. Young and the Restless.
I mean, it might as well be a soap opera. It's been on for so long.
Way too long.
Okay, so the first show that we are going to be talking about is coming very, very soon. So that's The Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Yes, ma'am.
So we watched the trailer. First, let's give our thoughts on New Jersey.
It's giving boring. It's giving unoriginal. That's what it gave for me. It's giving the same narrative.
Yeah, I'm sick of the Teresa and Melissa beef. Like, either like get over it, move on. I get it, like, you really can't because they're siblings, but something gotta give because we can't do this again.
You know what though? I heard that they refuse to film with each other, so none of that drama is actually going on this coming up season. They refuse to film with each other at all.
Well, good. I'm happy about that.
Yes, it's time to move on.
Her old bestie and Jen.
Jen Fessler.
Yeah, let's dive into Jen Fessler crossing over.
Right.
So if
I saw that coming
like she rode the fence. This season she didn't hop over.
No, I saw that coming.
Last year she rode the fence when Margaret left the wedding. She stayed.
Yeah,
she did, and that's why I said I saw that coming. That she was starting to, But you know what? I don't understand. I will never understand how nobody sees how problematic Margaret is. She is very problematic in my opinion. I'm not talking about her personality. We can love her personality all day. Mm-hmm. We can love her personality. Margaret gets on my fucking nerves and she do the most. And she don't like it when you're not on her side and when you don't agree with her. And she says and does too much. She attacks. I lost respect for her. I know there's not a lot of Teresa fans. Mm-hmm. I lost respect for her and there's not a lot of Jen fans. Right. I didn't like it when she brought to light Jennifer and her husband's.
That was wrong.
The everybody else business too, though.
No, but listen, because Margaret has always been upfront about her cheating on other men and all that kind of stuff. So wait a minute,
nothing that wasn't already on the show.
That wasn't exactly. So what Margaret did, this is why I didn't like that. Margaret brought it up to attention that this was something they protected their children from. You know what Margaret said? She said, "Well, children are resilient; they'll get over it."
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she said that.
Are you crazy?
But I feel like, listen, you can't be throwing stones and you living in a glass house. Like,
but
if she didn't bring it and her and Teresa fell out, you better believe Teresa is gonna bring it because she don't care. Like the same way you talk about Margaret, Teresa is the same, just as vicious. Like,
but
when
listen,
she gonna come for your throat.
This is why it was problematic, and I'm gonna tell you this. Listen, from a wife's standpoint with children. Mm-hmm. From a wife's standpoint with children.
Okay, I get it.
Don't listen. No, my bad.
Like, dang.
I ain't got no kids. I can't come from that point of view.
No, that's my bad. I'm sorry. Listen, sometimes I just be saying anything.
She's speaking to the audience.
So yes, that part. Thank you, Kendra. So if my business was being protected and it's in my household, and my husband, I know, cheated on me and with a little rinky-dink mistress, and then I got this bitch sitting in front of me that I already really don't like, who's bragging about cheating, who's bragging about being the mistress and glorifying it like it's just some like like feminism and that all that. that's triggering to a woman that's a wife that has been cheated on. And especially in the Middle Eastern culture.
Right.
And she, they're Middle Eastern. That is like, bitch, are you crazy? That's nothing to brag about. Like, I can see why Jennifer was very triggered on that. And she was like being judgmental, right? Mm-hmm. So she was wrong for throwing
that was her
stones
opportunity
in a glass
to be
house.
like, that was her opportunity to take the rock from Margaret's hand and be like, you know what? As somebody that's experienced that, you need to keep that on the hush. That's not okay.
Right. But I think she was trying to protect her family. And I think it's like an unwritten rule in reality TV. Like, you don't talk about stuff that's either not public in like on the blogs and stuff already, or we haven't talked about it on the show. You don't bring brand new stuff that nobody knows about, especially when it has to do with something like cheating and you have children involved. She has young children. Margaret's children is old. Like, they know everything. They can read everything. They can see everything. And I'm not saying this to protect Jen or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, in the world of reality TV, it's a no pop. It's a faux pas. Like, you don't bring.
And let's keep it a buck. The way that Jennifer was raised and the way that Margaret was raised, they come from two different childhood backgrounds, and they come from two different understandings of what a parent is supposed to do to protect a child. Margaret's mom was a drunk and she was partying all the time. She was sleeping around with a bunch of men. She didn't care about none of that. So Margaret was exposed to so many things that she had to take care of her mom. So in the eyes of being a mom, she don't have that vision of that. Where Jennifer, she still has her parents. Exactly, because Margaret had to be
she had to be
right.
But
so that's where
Jen knew what type of person she was dealing with. She, based on what Margaret was saying and how she knows that her background is, she knew that, listen, if you come for her, she don't got no there is no low point.
There's no rules.
She going to hell if she got to.
And no, I get that. But let me tell you something. The way that Margaret pushed Danielle's fiance in the pool, the way that Margaret has poured water over people's head, the way that Margaret has done X, Y, and Z. Oh, bitch is on a popping because I'm gonna do the same thing to you now. Yeah, because you think because you old
I'm sure she
and
wouldn't
decrepit,
have a problem with it.
I think she would, because every time that somebody do try to do that, she want to play the victim. Oh, how could you? I'm just so shocked that you would do that to me. It's crazy. Yeah.
She don't give me Margaret. Don't give me victim. I feel like if y'all was in a feud and somebody did that to her,
Margaret
like
doesn't give you victim.
She will. I will say she will defend herself, but to everyone else, she is the victim because she wants everyone to take her side. She doesn't want anybody to see the wrong in what she's done. All fingers are pointed to the other person. She takes no accountability, and all fingers are pointed to the other person, every case and scenario.
Maybe I need to watch again because I ain't seeing.
Girl, I think you do, because Margaret, that's why she really bothers me. And ever since that, I don't like Danielle, but I didn't like how she was poking the bear at Danielle when they was in that store. And she poured water on Danielle's head. Well, Danielle said, well, nut, if you want to nut, we could buck. So then Danielle went to pull her hair. Now she want to play victim.
She pulled my hair.
Like, bottle of water over my head. Are you crazy?
You cannot determine how someone is going to fight back. Like, that's why.
Exactly.
If you're dealing with somebody, you got to take the heat. But at the same time, I get what you're saying. Listen, I ain't got no skin in the game. Okay,
that's exactly my point with Jen.
I get what you're saying, but on the show, what we're saying is she brought something that was never on the show. Everything is fair game on the show.
But they bring up stuff all the time that's going around in their town, like how they tried to have the rumor about
Jackie and her husband cheating.
Yeah, and how they were cheating and stuff. That wasn't a part of the blogs or nothing. But
Teresa, but listen,
Jen Aiden brought that up.
Was wrong for that.
So like,
listen,
and you're right. I say too.
Teresa did the same thing. I was saying Teresa did the same thing to Jackie. You know, like she went around spreading rumors that her husband was cheating, and her kids had to sit there and experience that. But I also lost respect for Jackie for spreading that rumor about what's her name? Gia doing coke in the daggone backyard. I said, wait a minute.
Spread a rumor. She said, what? You saying this about my husband is like me saying,
she didn't know.
She never said that Gia was doing it.
Jackie,
Don't get the
Jackie
Teresa brain. I know you like her. Don't act like
Jackie knew what she was doing. Jackie knew what
But
she was
she didn't
doing.
say
And let
it.
me
We
tell
gotta
you
give
something.
credit where credit is due. She never said.
She never said that. That's what Gia was
She
doing.
didn't,
It was
but
a
listen.
hypothetical.
It leaves it
I don't
open
give a
for people
damn.
to question.
Guess,
But
you listen to this. Jackie knew what she was doing, and guess what? I went to Gia's social medias after that website. I mean, after that episode, and even the next day. Guess what they was doing underneath her daggone comments, calling her a coke whore, putting the snow thing. They was bullying her. Now, bitch, I'ma fuck you up because now you got people bullying my daughter. What does my daughter have to do with your husband cheating on you?
right.
They besties now, so it's all good in the hood.
But everything is
but
fair
listen,
game.
we gonna get into that.
Everything is fair game on reality TV too. So it's like there is this unspoken thing that you shouldn't do. But to be frank, if you're on reality TV and you got any dirt, it's bound to come up.
Right.
Because if, like you said, like Katrina said, if I got beef with you,
we gonna have beef. We got beef forever.
Or whatever I can find and come up with. It's
a fair game.
I'm gonna get you with me.
But that's why I'm very skeptical. That's why I'm very skeptical with Jackie being friends with Tree and being Team Tree now, because she's always been a Teresa hater, but now that she was kicked off the show and now she's coming back on the show, it gives desperate. But I'm gonna give it a shot to see what was the turning leaf.
It's very much giving. I needed to be on the show, so I'm gonna be nice to Teresa.
Right. You know what? But I'm also a Teresa fan, so
yeah,
I don't know.
I know.
So how do we feel about Teresa and Louis in the whole like money issues and
we saw this coming
in the trailer? Huh?
I'm not surprised. He gave I just want to be on the show. Like
I don't know. I feel kind of bad. I can see, I really tried to watch last season with an unbiased mindset, with not being Team Tree and not being Team Melissa. I was really trying, especially after Trina, like you and I we would have our conversations. I'm like, let me watch this episode with a different lens. And I really tried to, but I really feel bad for Louis because I felt like he was trying his best to be really nice and people just kept coming at him. I do. I do.
No.
How? I saw right through Louis.
Right.
Really?
And y'all was talking about how Melissa should have been going at bat for Joe to be cool with Teresa. Louis be doing the same thing with Teresa with Joe.
Well, no. I won't say that. I feel like Louis did try to get Joe and Teresa, and he would correct Teresa when she would come at him. He would be like,
yes,
that's your brother.
But you don't think Melissa did that in the beginning? And then when Teresa coming for her?
Sometimes. But I feel like he had beef with Joe like that.
It's bad blood. Ain't nobody trying to get it together.
Louis and Joe didn't have bad blood. They wouldn't have beef like that.
They didn't
in the beginning.
They did when he tried to, like, when Joe felt like he was scamming him out of money with that little pizza shop thing.
Right, but I'm saying in the beginning.
Oh,
it's always the pizza shop though. Didn't him and Teresa fall out because of the pizza shop with the daddy?
No.
But I'm saying in the beginning,
I think
he was cool with him. He was trying to get them together. He was cool.
Yeah.
Whereas Melissa and Teresa, they had beef right off the jump. So like their stuff was just it's apples and oranges. But Louis,
it is.
He always gave me scammer vibes.
Yeah,
I didn't feel like he was genuine. I feel like maybe he liked her and he was like into her, but it was just something about him that always rubbed me the wrong way. Like he tried too hard, and this whole like thing of like being super overly positive,
right?
And then, like, but if somebody says something, you would see that vein popping out in his head, and he tried to suppress it, and it was like
he tried so hard to do the namaste thing with Teresa, and it was like, nah, that's not me.
Yeah, it's like he was really crazy, but he tried to not be.
I have a different perspective. I just feel like, did he try too hard? Sure. And I feel like he was nervous with being on the show. And I feel like because he tried too hard, it came across disingenuine. But I do feel like he had some pure-hearted, like he came with good intentions. I felt like he really does love Teresa. And the reason why I knew that, because like he was really trying to make things work between Melissa and Teresa. He was trying to invite them. He was trying to get them to meet. He was taking Teresa to therapy. Teresa never went to therapy. They don't
Right.
believe in therapy. They don't
Right.
believe in any of that shit. He got Teresa to say, "I'm sorry. Say sorry to Marge." Like he
Right.
was
But did she
holding
mean it though?
Teresa.
Just because she
It
said
don't
it.
matter.
But
If she meant
the
it, though.
point is that he was
It don't
trying.
matter. But listen, it don't matter if she meant it or not. She had her new partner who was trying to get her to step into a new light, and that's why I felt like he was being more positive. And I just felt like everybody is on the hate Teresa train so much they can't imagine her being with a man to help her be accountable. You
Now,
know, and I'm just like,
I will say that he definitely held her accountable. As far as the things I'm saying about him, I feel like he himself got scammer vibes. Like I feel like some of the stuff they were saying about him was true. Because that's just the aura that I got from him. But as
well,
far
look
as
at the situation they're in now. Look at the situation they're in now. I mean,
but as far as him trying to help Teresa and her brother, I feel like that part was genuine, and that's why I say him and Melissa is apples and oranges, because Melissa in the beginning she might have like been like, well, that's your sister, but she really hated her.
She did.
And Louis, he didn't hate Joe. He was just, thrown into the dynamic, and he loves his family. He's a family man. And so he's like, yo, this is your brother. I don't care what he did. I don't care what's going on. That's your brother at the end of the day. So that part I feel like was genuine, but I don't know. I don't think they're gonna make it now. Did they break up already?
No, they're still very much married. And you know what? Teresa is an old school. Teresa's an old school Italian. She's not divorcing. Look how long she was with Joe.
Right.
She stayed with Joe through it all. She's not gonna divorce Louis. She's gonna stay as long as she can. And this is her second marriage. She ain't leaving.
After how she was going to bat for him. Like she would look stupid if she divorced Louis after everything that already happened and her going after taking up for him.
But let me ask you this. Do you think if he's really running through her money the way they say he is, that she's really gonna go through that again? Like if it comes down to him blowing all her money over keeping him, I feel like if she really gets at a point where she feels like she's losing all her money, he's out of there. Because I don't feel like she would just go broke over him.
I don't think so either. I mean, Teresa gives slow sometimes because I just feel like English is her second language, and I feel like people. I feel like for real. What she don't know how to communicate effectively. She don't know how to communicate, and it be driving me insane.
She has a blonde aura about her.
Yeah, she
stuff goes over her head.
She gives Alexia.
Yeah, it's like
in very simple conversations, things just go right over her head, and she doesn't see.
That's why she flipped the table, because she was simply trying to understand what the fuck Danielle was talking about.
Overstimulated. She didn't know what else to do.
She said Danielle was like. She's like, pay attention. I said this and I said that. And that's when Teresa was like, I can't pay attention. It was like, you've been married for 19 times. You're prostitution whore. I was like, oh. Because I know Teresa fed up. She was like, look, I'm tired of people acting like I don't know what the fuck going on. I just can't understand English every now and then.
No, I can't understand English every now and then.
I think she understands English. I think she doesn't comprehend.
That part, yeah.
Okay, well, what about the Jennifer switch up? Jennifer Aiden is now supposed to be Team Melissa, right?
Is she
really?
Or she dipping her toe?
I don't trust her.
I can't stand Jen.
I don't trust her from a can of paint.
I think Jen is gonna get in where she fit in.
Really?
And if Melissa liked her from the beginning, she would have been Team Melissa.
Here's my thing. Jennifer rose so hard for Teresa. Teresa could do no wrong. Right. How do you go from that diehard of a loyal friend to going to the enemy? Like,
I don't think Dolores. Do you think Dolores could have played a part in that? Because Dolores has always been in the middle.
She's in the middle. What played a part in Jennifer going to Melissa's side?
Mm-hmm. But her and Melissa, yeah, Dolores and Jen was beefing last season, so I don't know.
Dolores don't like Jen.
But at the end, Dolores and Jen was cool because Dolores, she just don't give a fuck. Dolores don't give a fuck about nothing.
Yeah, clearly.
She don't care.
She been dating a married man for how long?
She don't care.
You're like, listen, I got too much drama in my own life. I really don't care.
Right.
She definitely gives she don't care. But I just feel like as a friend, if you were that loyal to someone, how do you switch over to the enemy? Like, I'm not gonna if me and Katrina stop being friends tomorrow, I would never go find the one person that despises. I don't care how bad the beef is, because we have too much history and too much, even if we're not talking, for me to go with the ops.
Right.
Like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah. They never really had a friendship. You can pay me.
I can agree with you on that, because I'm very territorial and I'm very loyal. And when people, I don't know, there's been instances where friends have hung out with ops or X, Y, and Z, and I'm like, what do you have in common with that bitch? You know that bitch don't like me. And what did Cardi B say in her recent? Yeah, and what did Cardi B say? In that one song, she said, "This bitch don't like me, and then you don't like me, and now you link up. How does that work?" Or she said something like that, and I said, "You know what? That makes a lot of sense, because what y'all got in common? Me, you know?
talking crap about you. It happens all the time, especially with girls.
All the time."
Where it's like, you bonding over not liking the same person. But that's when somebody's supposed to be that tight, that close with you. I just couldn't see myself doing that.
But you know what? Yet again, this should be so fake, because they're all cast members. And I'm pretty sure Andy said, if y'all don't shake some shit up, or the team was like, if y'all don't shake it up and knock this shit off, we're going to have to clink, clink, clink. That's probably why everybody started switching shit up.
I think that's what happened with Potomac, because they could not get together. They wasn't filming together. And this year he was like, y'all, that's why he was going so hard for the makeup at the reunion. And they wouldn't do it. And look who's gone. Robin, who wouldn't compromise.
They can go though. Bye, Robin. Bye, Robin. Bye.
Because I agree. The show doesn't work. It doesn't work if you can't all film together. You can't take class trips. You can't have these dinners. It's to cost more money for production to keep filming all these separate scenes, because these two can't be in the same room together.
And then when they come together, it's awkward, because y'all just fighting and just being nitpicking every little thing. Did y'all with the whole rolling the eyes when Giselle was talking about her daughter? I didn't see it. Y'all just nitpicking.
You said you didn't see them roll their eyes?
I didn't see it being no, I saw the eye roll, but it has nothing to do with her daughter. It's because, bitch, I don't like you. I don't want to hear you talk.
Right.
Yeah, but you could do without that.
Right.
You could have rolled your eyes at a different point.
At any different time.
You really could. But I don't think it was towards his daughter.
I don't know. I just feel like you're an adult, right? You're an adult, and you know that when somebody's sitting there if I'm having a conversation with somebody, or somebody's talking around me, I don't care what they're saying. I'm gonna eat my food. I'm gonna look on my phone. But they literally looked at each other and rolled their eyes right at the point where she was talking about her daughter in Florida. So y'all was rolling your eyes at the fact that she's allowing her daughter to go to school in Florida. Oh yeah, she would let her daughter go to school in Florida with all the stuff that's going on out there. That's what it is.
That was it. Because I didn't have to listen to somebody talk, and I definitely didn't make a face.
Where do you be at? Where do you be at when you be watching stuff?
She be watching completely different. Because when she be telling me stuff, I be like, listen, how do you not see that?
I be on my phone sometimes. Okay, listen, I might have been looking down. I didn't see. Listen, I saw the eye roll.
One thing about Wendy and Candace, they are very intentional. They don't do anything by mistake. They were communicating with their eyes with one another. The fact that they locked eyes and rolled at the same time means that I don't want to hear her talk about this. Oh, she don't want to. like, no, they were communicating. It wasn't just a like, oh, I don't want to hear her talk anymore.
Listen, I've done it.
Right.
So I can't fault them. If I don't want to hear somebody I don't like talk, I'm definitely not gonna.
It don't matter what they talking about.
Mm.
So Katrina, so they were talking about their newborn baby and their grandma that's getting ready to be dead. You gonna sit there and roll your eyes?
If it's somebody that's talking and I don't like them, I ain't really listening. So I don't know what you're talking about anyway.
Yeah, but you're not gonna speak.
No, see now, wait a minute. Now, see, then we doing two different things now. Because you talk about you ain't listening, and I'm talking about rolling your eyeballs. So you gonna roll your eyeballs, you gonna
but that's what I'm saying. If somebody I don't like is talking about something I don't care about, I'm not listening. So I might be rolling my eyes. I might be making a face. Who knows?
But we're not going to sit at a table.
I'm not engaged in what they're saying. I don't care.
You are engaged if you look at somebody and lock eyes with them and then roll your eyes together. That you are engaged in the conversation. Because if you didn't care, you would sit there and eat your salad.
But I feel like we've done that. Like there has been we don't really kick it with people we don't like, but it's definitely been situations.
Oh, of course.
Somebody definitely like, girl.
Absolutely, where I don't care what they're talking about. Well, what I'm saying is I would never do that when it comes to someone's child, or if they're talking about their daddy is on their deathbed or anything of the sorts. Like I would just avoid it. Like I wouldn't I don't know. Like I said, Candace and Wendy are very smart women.
I agree. Very smart.
I don't think that
intentional.
Was very intentional. That was not just a coincidence.
Right. Given their history with Giselle's daughter, didn't they have something going on with
she
or something like that?
Wendy looked at her daughter up and down. It is on camera. She looked at her like she was a grown woman who was a skank. She looked at her and was like,
right. I don't know. Anytime it comes to somebody's kids, I don't agree with none of that shit. And if it were me, I'm fucking you up. Sorry. And listen, I know that I'm cussing a lot, and I don't know if this is a PG line. And
I was gonna get flagged on YouTube.
Well, shoot, I've been cussing too. So
girl, you gonna have to edit it and put bleep, bleep, bleep.
No, I ain't doing all that. I think it's fine. Who has time for that?
Right.
I think it's fine if you just put this video is not for children.
Right.
But you know, the next episode, I will be very mindful of the curse words because I know sometimes some people be like, "Golly, she didn't cuss so much."
Right.
So listen, Mom,
like the adults, they don't want to hear either.
They don't. But listen, Mom, my mother-in-law, Grandma, Auntie-in-law, all y'all, I apologize.
Right.
Okay. But this is who I am. I didn't have a glass of Chardonnay. Okay, right. We grown. Listen, like we said, we're not giving age, but I'm grown.
Right.
I'm paying my mortgage. That's what I do know.
Right.
Anyways, so we need to go on to the next topic of Danielle and her little raggedy switch over to now she want to key up with Melissa, but I saw that coming because on how she was shocked on the last reunion that Jennifer and Teresa done set her up. I didn't like that. I'm a Teresa fan, but I said, wait a minute. No, why would you do that? Why would you set Danielle up like that?
Yeah.
Wait, I don't remember.
You guys know what I'm talking about?
I'm jogging my memory. I'm on.
Okay. So you remember there was a
when they made her talk about
with Melissa, and they made her bring it up to Melissa that there was another rumor going around that Melissa was cheating or something like that. And lo and behold, Melissa already knew about it, but it was strange because Melissa wanted to act surprised as well. Like she didn't know, but Melissa already knew. And she already knew because, see, this is why I didn't like this. Because Louis, see, you guys don't want to like Louis. You don't want to like Louis. Louis is the one Louis is the one that called Melissa.
Oh.
And told her exactly what was going on, but they didn't want to say it in front of
Joe. They didn't call Melissa. They called Joe over to their house and was telling Joe about his wife.
I would say that's a little weird.
That was messy.
That one, yeah. So they called Joe.
They should have. Well, They should have called them over
They
together.
called Joe and told him not to bring Melissa because they wanted to tell him that she was cheating on him.
Okay, but listen, as a sister that has a brother, I ain't gonna say that I wouldn't do the same thing, because if she was cheating on my brother, I'm not gonna pull her in so she can lie. I'm gonna give my brother the information first to see what he wants to do with it. Now, do I not think Louis necessarily should have been there? No, I feel like it should have just been Teresa and her brother. But given their dynamic, I understand why Louis was there so that he could, make sure everything was cool. But had it been me, I ain't gonna lie, because when it comes to my brothers, listen, you're gonna get the tea. Okay.
Oh, yes, you are. Because I call my brothers all the time.
If she's cheating on you,
Harmony, like Melissa felt like it was a setup. Like they was trying to mess with her relationship. That's
because
why
Melissa's a victim. Melissa's a victim. This is why I don't like Melissa. She's a victim. Right. Always. She's always
in that situation. She kind of was, because
how you gonna
call my husband over here, tell him not to bring me so y'all could tell him some BS that's not, y'all don't even have no facts behind it.
Listen, if it's my brother, listen.
My husband. But if your brother
playing with kids, they playing with a marriage. Like,
okay, but listen, Trina, if somebody came to you and said that your brother's girlfriend was cheating on him, you're not gonna tell your brother?
Listen, I gotta get more context. I gotta hear more context. Listen, I probably wouldn't tell my brother because he probably cheating too.
Okay, well, let's not say your brother, because I was thinking the same thing. But in my case, I know my brothers, and if something like that were to happen and I had information, I would feel worse for not bringing the information to my brother. Now, if I have
facts behind it, yes, I'm gonna tell my brother. But
if I would have to have proof. Yeah, there's no way I would. Somebody off the street come and told me something. I'm investigator gadget. I know how to.
There were pictures circulating about Melissa though, so that looked like proof. It was pictures of her in the backseat of the car.
It wasn't just
looking like she was kissing a man.
What pictures?
I don't have the pictures now, but there were pictures, and if I have to dig it up and find my receipts, I will. I remember seeing it on the blog. It was clearly
proof.
No, it was clearly Melissa. It was clearly Melissa in the back seat in the car with another man, and looked like they were making out. And let me tell you something. I feel like they did that off camera. They gave her brother the opportunity to get in front of this. It wasn't a matter of talking trash. They did that to get in front of this first because they know that this is going to be a huge talking point on the show. So that's the reason why.
Nobody mentioned it until Teresa set up old girl.
No, Jennifer did that. Teresa want to know parts.
With this guy?
And the reason, and Teresa said, I told you I want to know parts of this. But Teresa said, no matter what you guys think, because of our history, you're going to always blame it on me. Melissa completely skirted right over Jennifer. That was Jennifer that did all of that.
He cheated with the guy from the Oval?
Let me see.
Yes.
Let me see.
This is the guy that they're alleging.
Yes. There's a picture of them in the backseat of a car.
Where is that?
I'm looking. I'm just so shocked that it's the guy from the Oval.
Well, at least she didn't go bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Oh, she probably done had it erased. I can't find it.
She probably did. Because I remember seeing those pictures on the blogs. I really do. So I don't know. And especially if your wife, I can't stand. And if I'm hearing this rumor, okay, let's go ahead and invite my brother over here off camera so we can give him something like a chance to get in front of this. That's pure intentions in my opinion.
Right.
I don't rock with Melissa. So I don't have loyalty to Melissa. So I don't care to let you in the loop on nothing, ho, because you don't like me either. So what am I going to give you? Oh, I just wanted to call. No, ho, you're going to get mad at me anyway. So I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. So either way.
And if you think somebody is doing something wrong, like, why would you bring them there so that they could just lie? You think she's going to be like, yeah, I did it?
Right, exactly. No, you're not going. You're not going to say that. I don't know when I'm not going to say which brother, but one of my brothers, I remember as soon as cuz I was being nosy, they did break up, but I was nosy cuz I was like, let me look on this girl's page. And I went on the girl's page. This ain't a current relationship. This is in the
It's
past.
old, y'all. Don't be
But
trying to
like,
go dig nothing up and piece it together.
right. Ain't no nothing to be digging, but this was in the past.
Y'all talking
But
about
I
this?
remember I was like,
That's not
it's
the
in the
same
backseat of a
guy.
car. I was like, let me go on this girl's page. And I started digging around in her comments. I started looking at her likes. And I said, oh, this bitch was cheating too. And I said, oh, okay. Because I see, oh boy,
That's
was
why I
liking
said,
this picture, that
I gotta
picture,
know
this
facts.
picture, that picture. He was commenting on this. And I said, I immediately called my brother. I said, did you know this? I'm going to tell my brother. That's my brother. I didn't have nothing against that girl. But I'm gonna let my brother know. No, did you know that this girl was doing this? Because that's my blood. I'm gonna let him know.
Now I will say you do have
your brother.
No.
Because that's my blood.
She get her lick back. Listen,
that's my blood, and that's none of my business.
That's my brother, and I'm gonna let him know. She was cheating too, sir. So don't feel too bad.
I am too. Listen, if my brother is really being faithful and the girl is just out here being a little floozy, okay, yeah, I'm gonna tell him if I got the facts. But if he out here being trifling too, nigga, that's what you get.
See, that's the difference. Yeah. It don't matter to me. If I have information, I'm giving it to my
I'm giving it.
Like we are locked in. Okay, ride or die fool. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So it is what out here in the streets. But I think whether I don't know, we're not gonna go there. But
yeah, Kendra, no, he be out here in these streets.
So it wouldn't be surprising, but he wouldn't care. But yes, I don't know. I do feel like I do understand what you're saying though, Katrina, about like a marriage. Like you do want to be a little more careful with that and how you give information. But how else are you supposed to do it? You did it behind closed doors. You didn't do it on camera. Like it would be worse. To me, it would be worse if you had information and you never shared it with me.
Yeah, that part. So they were damned if they did, damned if they did.
Sometimes you have information and you don't know if it's true or not. You just give the information because of you have it. So you give it to that person and they do it with whatever they want. And that's how I would present it. Like, hey, this is something I heard several times. I don't know if it's true or not. This is just what I heard. In case somebody brings it to you, I want you to know.
But do you think that's how she presented it though?
Hell no, it's Teresa. She didn't do that.
Exactly. That's my point. See, this is y'all are trying to rationalize a person that's not.
I'm not rationalizing. I'm not rationalizing.
I'm rationalizing. I am.
What I'm saying is what I would do.
Right. And you are a sensible person. And you probably prefaced it with, hey, you know,
this is what I heard.
Yes. I'm giving you this information. I'm not telling you what you should do. I'm just gonna give it to you, and you can do with what you want.
I definitely
that is giving it to leave that bitch. She's cheating.
So Sierra, are you saying that you don't believe Teresa gave it with malicious intent?
No, I don't.
Oh, girl, you delusional.
Right.
Well, call me delusional. I don't think she
gave it with malicious intent. She doesn't want her.
Well, what else is it? What kind of? Well, listen, no, wait. Let's take a step back here for a minute. What kind of intent do you expect? Wait a minute now. What kind of intent do you expect her to have? So let's be serious. With Melissa and how she behaves.
I only can use myself as an example. When I'm giving this information, it's not to be malicious. It's literally to give you the information so you could do what you need to do with it. Whether you investigate. You decide that this confirms something that you were already thinking. Because I don't know what's going on in your household. All I'm doing is my due diligence as a sister to give you this information I was giving. I have no intent behind it, but to share the information with you. Now, Teresa, on the other hand, she don't like Melissa. Right. She don't want you to be with her. Right. So some tea, it's like, listen, you need to leave that hoe. She and she opened it up. That's malicious intent. I would like for y'all to break up.
Right.
And she wanted maybe she did. You know what? Because I don't know why, but I really feel for Teresa. I really do. And I don't like Melissa. And I like it is what it is. I don't like Melissa. Melissa, let me tell you something.
Don't put
It
your
was the
pen
fact.
at us.
Look, okay. Look, you get that pen out of my face. That's let me tell you something. Melissa knew the entire time about that rumor. She knew about it, right?
She did.
Why did she act so surprised when Danielle told her and then automatically ran to Teresa to cause a scene? Why? Because Melissa likes to act like a damsel in distress, and she likes to act, she took that moment so that she can say, this is the perfect opportunity for me to get great camera time. This is the perfect opportunity. Because what the fuck did you go run into Teresa for when Danielle's the one that told you that Jennifer told her?
You know why? She's always behind everything.
No.
And it's great reality television. Like,
no, it ain't. That's fake. That's fake reality. And I'm sick of it.
I mean, Jen is Teresa's puppet. If it came from Jen, Teresa told her.
That's true.
That is true. I will give you that.
Right.
I will give you that.
Jen ain't got enough brain cells to come up with that. Like, between the two of them, Teresa got more brains than Jen.
You think?
Jen is just, huh?
You think?
I don't know.
I think Jen is, I think Teresa is way more calculating than Jen. That's why Jen be getting her feelings hurt, because she ain't as calculating as Teresa. Jen
no,
is
you crazy. You're giving Teresa way too much credit.
Way too much.
You're giving her way too much power. You're giving her way too much power and credit. Like, we're talking about somebody that don't know how to eloquate, like to really communicate. And I just told you, Teresa.
That's why she gotta have Jen
English.
say it. That's why she gotta have Jen do it.
So that's why I feel
like they work.
I feel like they work in tandem. I feel like Teresa might have a thought, and Jen elaborates on that thought.
Right.
And she's like, yeah, and this probably happened too. And
right.
Let me go talk over here and see what happened. We're going to piece this up together. I feel like she helps Teresa put it all together.
Bring the madness together. Yeah. Now, I can agree with that. I can agree with that. I will give you that. But they're all nuts. They're all nuts. And Melissa is not the victim. And she's playing a role. She's been playing. You guys, I watched the first season. Melissa was in the background in her little tiny skibby shorts in a little Scooby-Doo shirt in the background of one of Melissa's parties trying to get screenshots. She's been trying to get on TV. And Melissa, and Teresa been saying that. Teresa been saying that. How you been trying to get on TV?
I went back and watched the christening episode.
Did you see it?
Girl, I ain't going back. It ain't that interesting.
Oh no, I went back.
that night that we talked about it, because I don't like to speak out of turn, because sometimes, like Katrina said, I be watching, but I don't be watching.
Right.
I'm
on my phone. Playing some kind of game.
The whole christening thing, I think they both played different parts, but the actual fight scene, I feel like Melissa instigated it because she could have left it alone. When Teresa came over and she was like, oh, I just want to say congratulations again or whatever. And she goes, well, why are you saying it now? And she like, well, I said it at the church. Like, what are we doing? And I feel like if Melissa would have just let it go and said, this is my son's christening, I'm not going to go there with her, and just said, thank you, none of that stuff would have happened. Also, Joe Gorga was 2, 3, 4 sheets to the wind. He was ready to fight.
Gorga or Judice?
Gorga.
Judice. No, Gorga. Gorga.
Because Gorga was at the table.
Yes.
Beating on the table.
He was on.
That's what they do.
And when Joe Judice see him beating on that table, he said, what is going on? And he comes over here like the Hulk that he is, and everything goes to haywire. But I feel like if Melissa never said anything to Teresa when she said, congratulations, Joe.
Hold on, let me pause you there. You forget, let me put that pen down. You forget Melissa's sisters, they was egging him on too.
They definitely egged it on. But one of the sisters at first, she was trying to diffuse the situation. But she was totally hyping it up. And then there's all these other men there that are ready to fight. But also, like I said, it started with Melissa coming over to say congratulations, but that's not a bad thing.
Teresa.
Teresa. That's not a bad thing to say congratulations again, right? But I feel like if it were my child's christening, I would have left it alone and talked about it the next day. But everybody was drinking. We're on TV. We need good TV, right? Let's hype it up.
But remember, this was their first episode being on the Housewives. And that's what pissed Teresa off, because they didn't show in the church, right? The cameras did not roll until the reception. So the reason why Teresa did they? I don't remember.
They did. They showed, because Teresa was late because her husband had the bubble guts.
That's right. That's right. Okay. So
and she was like, Teresa, Joe, you gotta go again, Joe. He's like, get out of here.
But I remember Teresa saying this because she was like, I didn't want to fight. She always says this, I don't want to fight with my brother in front of mommy and daddy. Yeah. So that's why Teresa made it a point to go up to her brother, because she saw the cameras rolling at the reception, because they weren't going to act an ass in church. Let's be honest here. They're not going to act an ass in church.
Shouldn't have done it, period.
No, but listen.
It was about timing too.
It was. So that's the reason why Teresa went up to say, I wanted to, congratulate you, because she didn't want to start that shit on camera. She wanted to make sure she was showing that she was making peace with her brother and Melissa.
And I think Melissa started that shit. That's what pissed Melissa off, because
because Melissa's like,
now you want peace?
All these cameras are here.
Now you want peace.
We've been at the party for 3 hours.
Okay, I see that perspective. Okay.
Yeah. You was dancing with my baby on the dance floor. Your husband holding my baby and y'all dancing, but you still ain't talk to me.
Right. And now you want to come here.
I see why she gave that energy, but you know who you're dealing with. Everybody is drinking. Everybody is hotheads. You think you're going to say something to her like that and she's not going to respond and everything's not going to explode? This is not your first rodeo. But also, we know Melissa wanted to be on the show and she needs to solidify her place. This was the first episode. You need a big bang. Do I think that she thought that it was going to erupt in a fight like that? No. But I know she needed a moment, because everything had pretty much ran smoothly throughout that episode.
It did.
And that was the moment, and the rest is history.
Well, and that's when we got to see a little bit more dynamic on Joe Gorga and his relationship with the father, and Joe Giudice, on how he was very jealous of the relationship that Joe Giudice had with his dad. And that's when he started to cry and scream and saying, like, you always, like, I'm your son, because he had a strong relationship with Joe Giudice. So from then on, boom, that set this crazy foundation of this dynamic of the inside of the family. And then the next season, that's when they started adding the cousins in. You got all the cousins. You got everybody coming in. Now they go into family therapy. And then they start to fight. Then boom, now Joe is he's calling Teresa, all that stuff, cheating and all. Now it just created this recipe of an insight. And that's what I miss about the Housewives. Now New Jersey is not like that anymore. Now it's just giving cuckoo banana birds and it's dry. So I'm very curious on how they're gonna bring it.
I wouldn't say dry though.
It ain't dry, but it's different because, like what you said, all the family dynamic has been extracted except for Teresa and Melissa. So that's
Melissa.
That's why that storyline just keeps going on and on and on, because now we don't have all the other family dynamics combined in there, But like you said, the dynamic of the father with Joe, both Joes, really messed up his relationship with Teresa, because I feel like he resents Teresa for bringing in Joe Giudice to infiltrate his relationship with his father. And it's like, I could see his point of view, but also you had an opportunity to try to fix your relationship with your father and you chose to focus on everything else. But it's also
I saw two siblings who were very close. They were dang near like twins. They were very, very close. They were best friends. Then life happened. They started having their own priorities and focusing on other things that were not on each other's relationship. And those relationships got in the way of their closeness, and they didn't know how to respond with that. With their parents still being together, they're from Italy, like family is huge.
right.
And when it became a clash of families, it's just so hurtful. So the hurt blinded them from knowing how to really heal from that. And I really, really, really believe Melissa got in the way of her and Joe healing, because every time Teresa and Joe were talking, who was right there?
Right.
Melissa.
And
I was right there.
Yeah, I will agree. And I will also say what Katrina said before is that both spouses played a role in that, because
they did.
I feel like like you said, once the family starts changing and growing, the spouses can make or break that family dynamic, because whoever you're connected to has a really big influence on how you deal with your family. Because if your spouse doesn't want to go around your family, you don't have to live with your family. You got to live with them.
Your spouse is your priority, not your family.
No, and you got to go home to them every night. So you're gonna be sneaking away to go hang out with your family and be chummy with your sister, and your sister and your wife hates her.
Right.
Like it makes it worse on him, which I feel like made him resent his sister even more, because he's like, bro, why can't you just get along with her?
Right.
But Teresa's like, why can't she get along with me?
Exactly. Like, I'm the sister. Like, she married into this family. You know what? It's so interesting, because one of my brothers, I'm not going to go into one, but he's in a relationship and love her, but I'm just like, sometimes I'm like, you have a huge influence on my brother with him coming around the family and him spending time. And I'd be like getting irritated, because like when she'd be like, I'm ready to go, or I want to leave, I'm like, shut up. Like, I never get to see my brother. Like, he's gonna leave if you're ready to leave, right? Like, he doesn't want to come around if you don't feel like coming around. Like, but I try to not put that on her, because that's not fair, right? Like, I don't want to put that responsibility on her. And I feel like Teresa may have put way too much pressure on Melissa to just
be
suck
everything.
it up and just like to be like, you gotta like me too, you're my sister. Because Teresa said, I wanted to be your sister. But on Melissa's side of it, she's like, I already have sisters, like, I don't need a sister. Which can be hurtful, right?
And very hurtful.
Because Teresa's like, I don't have any sisters.
That would crush me.
Yeah, she didn't have a sister.
But then you want to be her sister, but you like being like conniving behind her back.
But it stems.
I don't think it was like that from the jump, though.
It's all from hurt, but it's still like, girl.
And that's why you have to deal with it.
Better.
You have to deal with the root of issues. You have to deal with the hurt first. If you want to heal anything, you have to deal with the hurt first. So they skipped over all of that, and that's why everybody is just butting heads. And now it's like too far gone, because you don't even know where it stems from, because you don't even want to hear each other, because so much has happened. So
it's so much more added on to the hurt. Like,
exactly,
it's so many layers of hurt that it's like, how do you even get back to the source? Like, I can't even trust you at this point. Like, as much
it's
done, like, there's no coming back.
And that's why I hate when people sweep stuff under the rug. Because if you instead of sweeping under the rug, if you deal with it, it may not be as big of an issue. The more you keep sweeping that junk piles up, and you can't even find what you was looking for in the first place. Like, so if you deal with issues head on, instead of just acting like they don't exist, you can get to your healing. But they're too far gone. So just to wrap up Jersey, what are we looking forward to seeing in this new season?
That's a good one. I'm looking forward to see how they're going to really knock this Melissa Teresa nonsense storyline off, because they said they're not doing that this season. So I'm curious to see what is the true dynamic of Real Housewives of New Jersey now that the family dynamic is poof out the window, so they claim.
Right.
And now it's strictly focused on that.
Yeah.
And I'm also curious to see how these new friendships are going to mesh. Is it going to come across fake and stage? Is it going to give forced?
Right.
Is it going to give genuine? I don't know, because a lot of this stuff seems very calculated and very bizarre, and it's not giving real. It is. I don't know. So that's what I'm curious to see how that's going to play out. What about y'all?
I'm curious to see the Louis and Teresa dynamic. I don't know why I'm so interested in that. Like, I want to see, like, if they are going to stay together, like, how is that going to work? Is he going to blow up and his true colors come out? Like, what's tea? Like, I want to see what's going to go on with that.
That's a good one.
I ain't seen enough of like stuff in the vlogs to even be like super like, ooh, I can't wait. But
yeah,
I feel like it's gonna be good either way.
Yes. So we are excited to see what's to come. We will be talking about new Real Housewives of New Jersey, as well as what other reality shows come about. But we hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. It's our first episode, so give us grace. We are getting our footing together, but we hope that you guys enjoyed it. It's going to be relaxed, laid back like this. We will be going live as soon as we can. So make sure you guys are subscribed, turn on your post notifications so that you can see every time that we upload a video. You can follow us on Instagram at The Lady Layer, also on TikTok at The Lady Layer. And we hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Yes. Excuse the sound in the background.